In my travels, I have always been fascinated by the collages of cultures created by torn posters. The resulting random, multi-layered compositions are beautiful, strange, amusing, thought-provoking. There is a word for this, palimpsest. It describes how early elements are not completely erased or covered by later ones. When I traveled to Israel, I encountered a place that is a complex layering of ancient and modern history, of religions, of ethnic strands, of conflict and hope. In Israel, I found a living palimpsest. Ancient stones. What stories do they tell? At the crossroads of trade routes from Africa to Europe, surrounded by often hostile neighbors, Israel has seen thousands of years of settlement, conquest, rebellions, and territories redefined. Excavations have uncovered a palimpsest of civilizations. Roman ruins atop Neolithic ones, a mosque built on the remnants of a synagogue, a church built over a home from biblical times. Here, history seems as enduring as the carved stones and as ever-changing as the windswept desert sands. This is the Holy Land, the birthplace of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. To visit Israel is to travel through a palimpsest of biblical places: Jerusalem, Nazareth, Bethlehem, the Red Sea, Jericho, the Sea of Galilee, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. These three major religions have defined the history of this land for millennia. Faith creating layers of tradition and turmoil. Religion and ruins combine powerfully at Masada, an ancient fortification on top of an isolated rock plateau on the edge of the Judean desert. Here, a story of defiance and sacrifice unfolded 2,000 years ago. When nearly 1,000 Jewish zealots who were living here were besieged by Roman troops, doom was certain. They could look down and see the Roman encampments and the ramp being built for the inevitable assault. The zealots chose to sacrifice themselves rather than be captured. They killed their families and then each other. There are ghosts in these ruins. For Jews, Masada is a haunting story of both tragedy and inspiration. Masada was a time and a place where Jews took their fate in their own hands. It would not always be so. Artifacts and art. Legacies of the people and nations, the victors and vanquished, who have lived and struggled here for millennia. In museums and on the streets, in markets and in galleries, history unfolds before me in a palimpsest of evolving expression. To understand why the Jewish people needed their own nation, needed a sanctuary, visit the Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem. The unimaginable horrors of the Holocaust are here for all to see.
Empty train cars. We were just full, and now you are empty again. What did you do with the Jews? What has happened to them? 10,000 counted and sealed, and here you are again. Oh, tell me, you empty train cars, tell me where you have been.
The Holocaust was the darkest chapter in the long story of a people who have suffered for thousands of years. At the Yad Vashem, I gaze upon thousands of photographs. From a distance, they are just shapes, not people. That's the way the Nazis saw Jews. But closer, I see the faces of some of the 6 million murdered. We see our own families in these photographs. We see ourselves. We see moments of everyday life before these people were pulled into a world of indignity and death by the gravity of evil. The photographs are a haunting palimpsest of doom. We will never forget. How painful it is to see family portraits and happy wedding days and know that all of them, perished in the Holocaust. Their lives were cut short, their dreams shattered. It is up to us to tell the stories of these millions, to uphold our promise of never again. In 1948, after a war for independence, Israel became a nation. Jews from around the world had a place to call home. They had their sanctuary, but not peace and security. There would be more wars, more deaths, more shattered dreams. Israel is a nation where peace is as alluring as a desert mirage and just as elusive. While violence and turmoil make the headlines, in everyday life, people of diverse ethnicity and beliefs manage to get along. Though sometimes ragged at the edges, Israel shows layers of cooperation and shared living. The complex palimpsest of cultures that makes Israel at times so confusing also gives it life and vibrancy. Though the vendors might be on smartphones, the spices they sell have not changed in centuries. I am a photographer, and photography is my way of understanding, interpreting, and sharing my experiences. In my pictures, I try to capture the essence of a person, a place, or a moment. Israel provided me a palimpsest of memories. I'll always remember the artist whose work used themes of ancient Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah, where secrets of the cosmos are expressed in geometry and numerology. I'll always remember the night we had dinner with a Palestinian family in the West Bank. An intense discussion revealed their anger and despair at living in an occupied territory. I'll always remember the Western Wall in Jerusalem, last remnant of Herod's temple, where Orthodox Jews pray and many leave notes for God to read. And I will never forget the haunting faces of doomed Jews at Yad Vashem. They are shadows I cannot escape. These and countless other memories form my personal palimpsest of Israel. Everywhere I looked, I saw the layering of cultures, history, religions, and ideas. The layering will continue, those created by ancient people combining with new ones put down in the future. The composition will evolve. Someday, when ancient grievances have been forgotten, there may be peace. What has been torn may be restored. Complex, dynamic, and at times unfathomable, Israel is a living palimpsest, one I will never forget.
Shalom.